Hey guys, it's Katie. So today I wanted to do a video. I've had a lot of questions about the ketogenic diet. You guys know I've been on that for the majority of 2017, and I took a little break around Thanksgiving, Christmas, the holiday season, and then I just started back up right before New Year's. So I wanted to answer some questions for you. I've had so many questions about this in the past, and I've told most of you guys when I've replied to comments that I've always been very hesitant to talk about this on YouTube, just simply because people get very sensitive when you start talking about food and diet and health and all of that. And so I just kind of wanted to stay away from it, but I've had so many people ask that I figured, what the heck, I'll just put it out there, and then whoever wants to watch it can watch it. But I would encourage you guys, if you guys aren't interested in learning more about the ketogenic diet, what it did for me, and what to expect in your first few weeks, then I have some other videos that you can watch. But if you are interested in learning about what is the ketogenic diet and then what you can expect in the next few weeks once you get started, then let's go. So I guess the best way to start this video is to tell you what the ketogenic diet does, or what is keto, what is ketosis. So simply put, the ketogenic diet is a low carb, high fat diet and moderate protein. And so naturally, if you're eating in a typical American diet, your body is running on glucose as an energy source. If you really cut your carbs down to what the ketogenic diet recommends, which is about 20 grams of carbs per day, then your body will not have that glucose to run on for energy. And so when that happens, you don't have the glucose to run on, your liver will transfer the fat in your diet and on your body to fatty acids and ketones, and your body will then run on those ketones for energy. So essentially your body is going to convert from running on glucose to running on ketones to fuel your body. We have a visitor down here. Say hi. Over there. She has like she always has to be near me. Oh, okay. Let's not pull down the shirt. Okay, so if you start hearing strange noises, it's coming from her. Okay, so that is the basic, as simple as I can make it, explanation of what the ketogenic diet is, or what ketosis is. When you're in ketosis, that's when your body is in that state of burning ketones for energy versus running on glucose. So hopefully that makes sense. Now, I think that this diet gets a really bad reputation simply because we've been taught all our lives that fat is bad. Fat makes you fat. But to me, in my opinion, that simply is not true. I mean, if you think about fats, and I mean, I could get onto a whole nother tangent about the food industry and all of that, but I will not do that in this video. It is just simply not true. Fat is not going to make you fat. So I am very sensitive to carbs. Like if I go on a carb binging rampage, I will put on weight very, very quickly, and it will go to my waistline. It hasn't always been like that. When I was a kid or a teenager, you know, I played sports and I never had to worry about what I ate. But as I get older, I'm realizing that carbs do deter me from getting the kind of body that I want. So that being said, I think this diet gets a bad reputation because people think like, oh, bacon, butter, cheese, oils, coconut oils, avocados even, like all of those things are going to make you fat because they're fatty foods, which is why when I think about this diet, I think of it as a low carb diet, not necessarily a high fat diet. The high fat becomes secondary to the low carb. So what I mean by that is when I'm eating low carb, you can only have, your only other options are proteins and fats. So you can't, there's really nothing else that you can do other than have the fat and the protein. And the only reason why it's considered a moderate protein diet is because if you have too much protein than what your body needs, then your body will turn that protein, that excess protein, into glucose, and then your body will revert to running on glucose instead of the ketones. So that is just how I think of it. I don't focus so much on hitting my fats every day. If you've ever been on a lifestyle where you've counted your macros, that means that you need to hit your carbs, your fats, and your proteins every single day. Like, that's how that lifestyle works. That's how that style of eating works. But with this, I don't focus on hitting my fat intake every day. I don't really focus on hitting my protein intake every day. I really just focus on eating what I want, but ensuring that I'm not eating any more than 20 grams of carbs per day. So that is how I think of it, because I'm not going to sit here and eat sticks of butter. Like, that's just, to me, that doesn't sound healthy either. So I understand where people are coming from with that, but I think that people focus too much on the fact that it's considered a high fat diet versus focusing on the fact that it is actually a low carb diet. So when you're on a low carb diet, you're eliminating the starchy foods, you're eliminating potatoes, French fries, flour, wheat, like gluten, sugar. Sugar is the big thing on this diet. And so that's how I have always thought about the ketogenic diet. I focus on the carb intake, not so much the fat intake. I made notes here, so I'm trying not to get super off track because I could literally talk about this for hours. Okay, so then now I wanted to kind of transfer into what to expect if you start the ketogenic diet. Now, once you start, the first couple days are going to be rough. You're still going to have those sugar cravings. You're still going to have those carb cravings. I know in the first few days when I start, it's like all you can think about are Cheez-Its and chocolate cake and all of that stuff that your brain and your body are used to having, especially for me during the holidays, because I didn't hold back at all. Like, I ate what I wanted to. So the first couple days are going to be really difficult, but you have to get over that hump there. Once you get over that, and something that I'm going to talk about here in just a second, you're going to feel like a whole new person. And the thing that I was going to talk about that you also have to get over is the keto flu. I'm sure if you've done any research at all about this diet, you've heard that when you initially start, there's something called the keto flu, and the symptoms are very much like the regular flu. You feel very lethargic. It's not that you're throwing up or anything like that, but you just feel like, you know, when you get the flu and like everything aches, it can feel like that. I remember and I didn't get it this time, but when I first started back in February of 17, it was a lot of work for me to just get up the stairs in my house. So you can kind of see how that alone will deter people from continuing on, because you're just gonna feel so yucky that you're gonna want some crackers or chips or something like that, because everything takes so much energy. So that only lasts like a couple days for me when I had it, and the reason why is because your body is flushing out a lot of electrolytes. So you're losing a lot of the salt in your body, and you want to replenish that. And if you have enough salt in your body, enough electrolytes in your body when you're going through this transition, you won't get the keto flu. So one recommendation that I have for you is, if you're feeling like that and you're just starting out, to have some bone broth or something more salty to kind of replenish the salt in your body. And another thing that I want to let you know is that people will try to sway you. So when I first started, I really didn't tell that many people about it because I had done the research on my own. I listened to podcasts. I bought books. I read articles from scholarly sources. I wasn't just reading articles from Joe Schmo on YouTube, you know, like me. So like, I did my research and I knew that this is something that could work for me. So I wasn't going to let anybody talk me out of it. But sure enough, once you start telling people what you're doing, they always want to find the bad. And you just can't let that get in the way of you and your goals and what you've researched for yourself. So, I mean, that's another point that I can make. Don't just watch my video and say, okay, I'm going to start. do your research. Make sure you know that this is something that is going to benefit you and what your goals are. Now, once you get over those kind of yucky parts in the beginning, within your first 1 to 2 weeks, you'll probably drop about 8 to 10 pounds, but it's going to be water weight, and your body is just flushing out a lot of water, so you really need to make sure that you are staying hydrated while you're on this ketogenic lifestyle. But even though you know that it's water, it's still extremely motivating because immediately you're going to see some results on the scale and you're going to feel a lot better. So even if you're not tracking any progress on the scale, you're still going to feel a little bit leaner. So yes, you will drop weight pretty fast, but the first 8 to 10 pounds are going to be water weight. And I don't want to discourage anybody who's just started and they're like, oh my gosh, I just lost 10 pounds. But I want to be real with you guys about what to expect here. So, but if you continue on with that low carb, 20 grams of carbs or less, you will stay in ketosis and you will continue to lose weight, and it won't be water weight. So now I want to talk about some of the benefits that you're going to have once you get through the keto flu, once you get through that water weight shed. You're going to have some real benefits. And again, I don't want to say, what worked for me is going to work for you. It might not, but for me, these are the benefits that I had when I am on this lifestyle. The first thing that I noticed right away is mental clarity. As soon as you wake up in the morning, you feel very alert. And that was very helpful for me being in a class of 30 kids, but you just feel so quick, I can't explain it, and it's not anything that I can explain unless you have gone through this and felt that yourself. Sometimes you just kind of, especially in the mornings, you'll feel like you're in a little bit of a mental fog where somebody will ask you a question, you'll be like, what? But when you are in ketosis, you will feel very alert and you'll kind of have this clarity in your brain that is indescribable. You'll also have very restful sleeps and you'll have very high energy. I could go during the day, but then once your head hits the pillow at night, you are done. And I slept throughout the whole night. I wasn't waking up in the middle of the night and then falling back asleep. I have much deeper sleeps, but then when I wake up in the morning, I am ready to rock. I don't feel that 2, 3 o'clock kind of slow down or anything like that. I was able to get through the day, or I am able to get through the day and have high energy throughout the entire day. Another thing is that you will feel lean pretty quickly, like I talked about before. So even if you're not seeing any progress in your progress pictures yet or on the scale, you will feel a lot leaner. And you also have no sugar cravings. That was the thing for me. I was full on addicted to sugar. I see cookie, I eat cookie kind of thing. I couldn't put down the cookies and I was addicted to it. But once I kind of stayed off of it for about 2 weeks or so, I didn't even really want it because I felt so good with how I was eating. A cookie wasn't as tempting as it had been in the past. And so I noticed that my sugar cravings really fell by the wayside once I started this. Now, obviously you have the weight loss. That's a huge benefit. I also, oh my gosh, Sunny's still down here and she's, you also feel full a lot longer too. So when I'm eating in a typical American diet, I just want to snack all day long, this is where the fats come in on the diet. The fats are what keep you full longer. So you're going to be able to go from breakfast to lunch to dinner without feeling like you need to snack or like you're starving in between meals. I always feel very satiated when I'm eating keto. Another thing my husband will probably agree with is my stabilized mood. Things don't make you angry. And as bizarre as it is to say, my mood was very even keeled. Little things that would irritate you, somebody cutting you off on the freeway, somebody cutting in front of you in line at the grocery store, little things like that, you just kind of let go. I don't know, it's bizarre, but like little things don't make you mad. Now this diet has also been known, I believe it was actually started to help children with epilepsy. It's been known to help Alzheimer's, and even more recently it's been known to help women with PCOS or fertility issues. So there are a lot of other benefits other than just the weight loss. And so even if it were just these other benefits, I would probably still do it. Even if weight loss had nothing to do with it, the way that you feel when you're on this diet, when you're eating this way, is just, it just makes you feel good. So those are the things. I will stop with that right now. Those are the things that I can tell you guys of what to expect in between, like when you start and as you're going through this change in lifestyle. But if you have any other questions, please let me know. Depending on how this video does, maybe I'll do some videos on like what kind of things I eat throughout the day, what I always keep stocked in my pantry, and that sort of thing. So I hope this was helpful for you. I know some people are going to disagree with the statements that I've said, but even if this just helps one person out there that's thinking about this lifestyle change, then it was worth it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.